What it do, crew excellence? It is your boy, Justin Strickland. I'm back on the ones and twos, Dolo Solo, man. And that means we're going to learn some stuff today. So I'm so glad that you tuned in today, took some time out of your busy schedule to hang out with your boy. And if you're new, the Ladder Podcast is all about leadership, all about preparing you to take opportunities and make the most out of them, to increase your capacity, to make sure that you are the best leader you can be every day you show up. And I'm here to just walk with you on that journey. And so if you're new here, go ahead and like and subscribe for your boy, and share with somebody that you know wants to grow as a leader, because this podcast is for you and them. And so let's jump into it today. I'm going to give you 5 leadership hacks. And if you stick around till the end, I have a bonus for you. So don't leave me just yet. All right. The number 1 leadership hack you can do is read books. Now, you might not like the way that sounds, right? You're like, man, I'm not in school. I don't like... Reading books is a hack on leadership. And the reason is a lot of leaders love to write books. They love to put things in books so that other people have opportunities to read them and grow. It's one of the ways that they lead. And so reading books is a wonderful way to get 30 years, 40 years, 50 years of someone's experience in a week or 2 weeks by reading what they've gone through, reading their fails, reading their successes, and pulling from it how you can apply it to your life. Bibliographies are great for that. I love me a good bibliography. There's a lot of different bibliographies. I would say find leaders in your field. And so if you're a doctor, read by bibliographies of, I keep saying, that's not right. Biographies. Read biographies of doctors. If you are a musician, read biographies of musicians. If you are a teacher, read biographies of teachers. They are out there and they will help you not only grow as a leader in general, but if you read people who have done what you want to do, it'll help you specifically in your field kind of learn how to navigate it. Malcolm Gladwell is a guy who writes tons of leadership books. He kind of emphasizes servant leadership, which is the type of leadership that I think is the best kind. He has tons of books out there. They are fantastic reads if you're looking for not a biography, but something that can still help you grow. And then there's a lot of books like what Gladwell writes, and so it doesn't have to be a biography, but I like biographies because it's personal. But if you're just looking for, I just need a couple tools to add to my toolbox, there's a lot of authors like Gladwell who have written really great books. I'll even drop a couple in the comments so that you can, if you want to know where to start, I'll drop a couple there. You can start there, okay? So number 1 is read books. That's the first leadership hack. You can start that today. Go to the library, get you an audiobook app. You can start that today. Nothing's stopping you from that. Number 2 is find a mentor. Now, this one might take a little more time, but this one is probably the most impactful one you can do. Find a mentor. And the reason you want to find a mentor is mentors do 2 things. They give you the game, right? So they take you under the wing, they show you some things. But the biggest thing a mentor can do is hold you accountable and say, hey, this is where you're supposed to be and you're not there. This is who you're supposed to be and you're not there. And let's talk why you're not there. And so you got to be vulnerable. That's the thing about having a mentor. Some people just like having a mentor to say they have a mentor, but they're not vulnerable with their mentor. They're not open to them, and they just kind of hang out around their mentor, and they don't allow their mentor to really see into their life and move them. They just kind of want to be around so they can kind of learn what they want to learn and piece it out. That's a part of it, but the most valuable part of having a mentor is being vulnerable with them and saying, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where I want to go. I need you to show me where I'm falling short. I need you to show me where I'm making mistakes or where I'm not seeing things through so that I can get to where I want to go. And that's the power of a mentor, because they've been there and they know what it takes. They can show you exactly what that looks like. There's a lot of different ways you can find a mentor. I say professional organization is probably one of the best ways if you're in a city and don't know nobody. If you are home, ask your parents. you'd be surprised, or older siblings or family members or whatever, family friends, you'd be surprised how often they know people in your field and can connect you to people who would love to help you if the right person connected you to them. So ask your people and be like, hey, I'm looking for a mentor. You know somebody that does X, Y, and Z. And you'd be surprised how often, like, oh yeah, I know Jim. He been doing that for 30 years. Let me give you his number. Like that's a real thing that can happen if you're open to it and intentional. Number 3, you gotta put in the work. There's a study done a long time ago. I don't know who did the study, but seems to be true. Everybody talks about it. It's 10,000 hours. It would take 10,000 hours to be an expert. So if you want to be an expert leader, that means you have to start putting in the hours on leadership. And I was thinking about this as I got ready for the podcast. Was like, what opportunities for leadership can we just kind of find? And one of the things I was thinking about is volunteer. If you volunteer, organizations are always looking for volunteers and volunteer coordinators. If you like, man, I want to be a leader in my current role at work, I don't have that many opportunities. I don't have a relationship where I have a lot of opportunities. How can I find ways so I can flex this leadership muscle and work on it? Volunteering is a wonderful way. You can do it at church. You can do it with nonprofits. You can find opportunities to volunteer. Red Cross is always looking for volunteers, like Salvation Army. Like, there's ways where you can volunteer and you can lead other volunteers, and you start flexing that muscle of leadership where you're getting out and you're working with people and you're journeying with people. And one thing about volunteering that makes it unique is you're journeying with people who don't got to be there. And so these are the best kind of people to lead, because these are people who want to be there. And so leader, you just gotta put in hours. For most people, say it takes 10 years to become an expert. 10,000 hours is 10 years, about 1,000 hours a year. But man, you could jumpstart that. You could do 2,000 hours a year if you're intentional, right? And even though it might take 10,000 hours to be an expert, you're getting better that whole time, right? You're learning what works, you're failing, you're succeeding, you're building relationships, you're losing relationships, and you're discovering what kind of leader you are, which is why the 10,000 hours is so important. It's because that journey is what actually makes you the best leader. And so find ways to put your reps in. Like for the exercise example, like find a gym. You got to find a place where you can consistently go and lead so that you become the best leader you can be, okay? Number 4, journaling. Journaling is a great hack for leadership, because what journaling allows you to do is reflect on your day and to be honest about how it went. And as leaders, we constantly got to be looking for feedback because we want to get better. We want to grow. And so journaling is like an internal feedback loop, right? Where you have a day, you have a meeting, you have a week, and you sit down and you journal about it. And what you're doing is you're providing internal feedback on how everything went. Now, don't lie in your journal. Some people be lying and tell the truth in your journal. And tell the truth to yourself, okay? The first person we always lie to is ourselves. Tell the truth to yourself so that you have space to grow and reflect and be like, okay, this went really well when I did X, Y, and Z. Now, when I said this, they didn't take it the right way, and I might have lost some leadership points. So how else could I have said that? Did I ask them how else I could have said that? Have I followed up? Okay, then I probably need to follow up. How did my follow-up go? Was it successful? Was it fruitful? Did I wait long enough? Like, those are all kind of things that you can write in your journal to where you are building that internal feedback loop so that you're able to grow from everything good and bad. I used to train basketball a lot. I don't do as much. But one of the things I always used to tell my players, especially when I was teaching them how to shoot, is I know that you've got it, that you're becoming a better shooter when you can correct your misses without me, right? When you take a jump shot and you go, all right, that was a little long, I gotta put some touch on it. Or I gotta be balanced, I was leaning. Or, elbows out, I gotta put my elbow in. When you start doing those internal feedback, that's how I know as a trainer, okay, they're getting it. They're starting to click. Because it's also the good ones. Okay, cool. All right, muscle memory. Remember exactly how that. Okay, yeah, now I'm in a groove. Now I'm in rhythm. And that's the same. Journaling helps you do that. Helps you build that internal feedback loop to where it's just becomes muscle memory. Leadership becomes muscle memory. And you're like, all right, I know exactly what to do in this situation because I've talked about it with myself of what works. And so we're going to run that play. I'm gonna put that elbow in. I'm gonna flick the wrist, and y'all see the jumper. It's still pretty. All right, and so journaling is a way that you can do that. Number 5, listen to the ladder. Shameless plug. If you tune in, all right, weekly, I'm giving out free game. I'm bringing in people who are leaders in their craft, and they have different areas of expertise, and their journeys are open for you. They're coming here. They're being vulnerable. I'm being vulnerable. I'm sharing with you everything I know for the free. Subscribe, right? Subscribe to the ladder. This is a place where you can come and grow as a leader. Shameless plug. It's my podcast. I do what I want. This is where you can come. You can comment. You can follow on socials. We post different kind of content on Instagram and LinkedIn. Like, this is a safe space for those who want to grow as leaders. And so the number 5 hack is just listen to the ladder. Just pull up weekly. You know what I'm saying? Audio or on YouTube and hang out for a little bit. You know what I mean? And then you'll be a better leader because of it, all right? And so 5 hacks. I'm going to run through them, and I'm going to give you your bonus for the people who stayed. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all really crew excellence. You know what I mean? I rock with y'all. 5 hacks. Number 1, read books. Number 2, find a mentor. Number 3, put in the work. You got to do 10,000 hours, okay? Number 4, start journaling. And number 5, listen to the ladder, all right? And then your bonus. So I want to drop 5 people who I think are current today that you can learn from today and the different ways you can learn from them, okay? So these are 5. This is your bonus. I got 5 leaders today that you can go learn from them as soon as you turn the podcast off, right? Wait till I finish all 5, and then I need, you know what I'm saying? You two got to see you watch the whole video. All right. Eric Thomas. He has a podcast, Secrets to Success, Fire Podcast. Tune in. I mean, they drop gym after gym after gym. It is amazing. He's probably top 3, one of my favorite leaders on earth right now. And so Eric Thomas, his podcast, Secrets to Success, check that out. You can learn a lot of great things. Malcolm Gladwell, always kind of brought him up. He has, not only does he have books, he has courses where you could go learn. You can even go in person. He does conferences. Malcolm Gladwell is a great resource on servant leadership, which, like I said, I think is the best form of leadership. And so he's the second person I want to share with you. Number 3, Barack Obama. He's written several books that are wonderful examples of leadership, but also on his social media. He has a very curated social media. He's very intentional with what he posts and how he posts it. And so just follow Barack, and you'll learn some things about leadership. Not really concerned with politics, but about the way he leads. I think you can really, really learn from his leadership and how he does it. Number 4, Viola Davis. She has a biography that is incredible. Her story is one of the most inspirational stories you can read. And anytime she does an interview, tune in. Anytime somebody get Viola on the couch, you want to be there. You want to listen. She has so many insights on just life and how to make it pursuing your dream. And so Viola Davis is a great person to tune in and lock in with. And then number 5 is LaRussell. Shout out to my guy, good company. I don't know him personally. Not yet. Maybe we'll meet one day. But man, his journey on social media is incredible. He's done something that most artists talk about doing, which is build an audience through social media platforms completely independent. And he outworking people, dog. It was so funny. He has a song called GT Coupe, which probably like that, and then California Bears, probably like my 2 favorite songs from LaRussell. He's reposted GT Coupe like 4 or 5 times in the last 2 weeks on different stages at different times of the day and different times of the week. And it's the same song. It's the same kind of message, but he's repurposing the content so that if you miss it the first time, you're going to see it this time. And he's a great example on how to make social media work without making excuses. He got a song, he says, I am the algorithm. I am the shadow ban. Like, I ain't making no excuses. You gonna get this content regardless of what Instagram, regardless of what TikTok, you gonna get it, and you gonna get exactly how I want it. I'm gonna get my message across, and I'm gonna build this community. And so LaRussell's a great person. If that's what you're trying to do, if you're interested in building kind of that community online, I think there's probably not a better person you can lock in with and follow kind of how to do it, because he gives gems and free game all the time as well. And so I hope this episode helps you because I just want you to be your best self. I just want you to have an opportunity to show up in spaces with excellence so that you impact people with what you've done. Your pre-work will impact people once you step into your work. And so if you have any other ways that you can help, if there's any books that you've read, if there's any leaders that you follow, drop them in the comments, please, because that's the thing about leadership. We learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron. And I am so excited to be before you today. And I hope that you grew today, that you leave today better than you came. It's been a privilege and an honor. As always, your host of the Ladder Podcast, Justin Strickland, and I'm out, man. Peace.